Welcome. I always love hopping on here to support you guys with the free Coaching with Sarah calls. So this question comes from Ashley and she wants to know, what's your recommendation for forgiveness? So I want all of us to think about something we are holding resentment or anger or frustration towards. Okay? And probably we all have something in our life that we haven't forgiven, that we haven't let go of. And I want you to think about that thing, and it might be a person or a situation, and as you bring it to the surface of your mind, or when you're around this person, or you think of this memory or this thing that's causing the frustration, anger, resentment, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel when you go tap back into that memory that caused this feeling in the first place? And what I want you to realize is that most of us, that feeling that comes up is not a good one. And why I want you to actually bring it to the surface and feel it today is because I want you to realize that because just thinking of that thing can change your mood or can change the way you feel in this moment, means that it still has control over you. It still has control over you. And nobody and nothing deserves to have any control over you. You are in charge of this body, this bubble, this aura, the energy and energetic space the space you take up in this world. That is up to you. And so before I dive into recommendations for forgiveness, I really want you to understand that by holding on to resentment, anger, frustration, all of that feeds into this experience or this person or this thing that happened still having control over you. It's affecting your life in some way. And so what forgiveness does is forgiveness does not justify or say that anything that anyone did to you was okay, that it could be done again, that it was called for. No, that's not what forgiveness means. Forgiveness is instead a way to set yourself free from all of those emotions that just came up as you thought about this that don't feel good. Because again, that's an indication that it's controlling you and your emotions in some way. So we have to realize that forgiveness does not justify, and instead forgiveness sets you free. It helps you reclaim your power and step back into being the authority of your own energetic space and bubble and vessel that is your human body. And when we realize, because I think so many of us have been taught, or we just think that forgiveness is instead justifying and saying that something that somebody did is okay, that's what makes us so resistant to it in the first place. So ask yourself as well, why? First, see how it's controlling you. Second, why is it so hard for me to forgive in the first place? Why do I not want to forgive? Do you think by forgiving that you are justifying? Do you think by forgiving you are erasing the past? Because that's not the case either. Forgiveness does not mean it didn't happen. Forgiveness means you take your power back over it. So again, how is this controlling you? And then also, why is it so hard for you to forgive in the first place? Why are you having a problem, a struggle, a challenge forgiving? Usually that's pretty insightful. Usually with just those two steps, we can realize, shit, why am I still holding on to this? I don't like this guy or whatever it is. I don't want to be angry anymore. Why am I still angry? Because I don't want to forgive them. Why don't I want to forgive them? Because they were wrong. Okay, maybe they were wrong in your eyes. But does that mean that this should still have that much effect over you? No. You are your own human, your own body, your own vessel. And I want you to feel good. And if forgiving made you feel better, then why wouldn't we do it, right? It would allow you to reclaim your power. So those are really two important points I want to make. The third is a quick and easy. I think, Ashley, you probably already know this tool because I've taught it in my programs before. If anyone's been in my programs before, one of my certifications is as a Ho'oponopono practitioner. This is the ancient Hawaiian practice of forgiveness, and it's really powerful, and it's so simple. It's so simple. It is essentially a mantra, and we break it down into 4 separate parts. So the first part is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry it had to be this way. Please forgive me, or just forgive me. Again, forgive me that it had to be this way. I love you. It doesn't have to be that you love the person or the situation. It could be that you love yourself. I love you, universe, for providing this lesson. And then thank you. Thank you for this lesson. Thank you for letting me heal, allowing me to heal, helping me to heal. So again, I'm sorry. Sorry it had to be this way. Please forgive me that it did end up this way. Thank you. Thank you for what this has surfaced and brought into my life. And I love you. And that's to yourself. It's to yourself, okay? I love you as in you love yourself. So what you do is you bring that person in front of you and you just repeat that over and over again. I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you, thank you. And I just want you to see if maybe you start at like a 10 around the anger or frustration with this person or situation. Can you bring it down to an 8? And then keep going and maybe bring it down to 5, and maybe someday it's at a 0. So that's a really quick and easy tool that I don't have time to go into full detail in today. It's mostly my paid programs, there's more detail. But I hope this is really helpful. So again, awareness of how it's exerting control over you, why it's so hard to forgive in the first place, and then take a tool like Ho'oponopono and shed that energetic cord. We gotta chop that up because you don't need that. You don't need that in your bubble. So we gotta let it go. Okay? That is all for now, and I'll see you guys next time.